Hey everyone, welcome back to the Excel series by the Data Monk. This video is going to be the continuation of a previous video where we discussed about VLOOKUP function in Excel. In this particular video, we'll be talking about HLOOKUP and lookup function in Excel. Alright, so without wasting any time, let us get started with it. Also, if you haven't watched the previous video, please watch the VLOOKUP in Excel video before you jump into this particular video. Uh, it will make things a lot easier to understand because this is like a continuation of the previous video. So if you haven't watched it yet, first watch the VLOOKUP video and then we can discuss about the HLOOKUP and lookup function in Excel. Alright, so let us see what we have. So starting with the definition first, in simple terms, HLOOKUP function in Excel stands for horizontal lookup. So here H is standing for horizontal, and in this particular function we are searching for a certain value in a row. So here H stands for horizontal. We use this function to find and retrieve a value from data in a horizontal table. You can see the table here, it's horizontal. So first we had ID, name, email, salary as columns. Now we have them as rows, and we have these particular values in the rows itself, right? So it has absolutely same rules as the VLOOKUP function. So as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, if you haven't watched that video, I have explained everything in detail over there. Just to summarize, the rules that we use in the VLOOKUP as well as HLOOKUP, the rules are absolutely the same. First is the lookup value that you are searching for should be the first column only, first row only. Now in this case it should be the first row, so you can't just pick up value from any row and put it in search for, you can't put up value from second row and start searching it. All right, next point is that you have to go from left to right only, so you can't just go in this particular direction. You'll always have to go from left to right while you are searching for the values, right? Then we have that the value should be unique, so whatever value you are searching for, it should be unique, right? So left to right, about the rule 2, left to right, here you should actually say that you cannot go from downwards to upwards, you can always go from upwards to downwards, right? So this is like just a little bit change from the VLOOKUP rules and HLOOKUP rules. Otherwise everything is very much similar. Even the syntax that you will use for the HLOOKUP function, it will be very much similar. So let us try finding the salary from this horizontal table. Alright, say we are looking for the ID, this 28393. This is the salary that we have, and this is the ID that we have, and we need to look up for the salary. Now as this is a horizontal table, so we will be using the HLOOKUP function here. So what I'll do is I'll write HLOOKUP. If you see, now it has the same 4 parameters that we used in VLOOKUP. So first we need the lookup value, so we are looking for this particular ID, so I'll select this column. After that we have to select the table array, so you'll select this horizontal table that you have. Alright, if you want to fix it, you have to use the F4 function. I have described how to use that in detail in the previous video. Then you have to mention the index number, so row index number. So in the previous VLOOKUP we were mentioning the row index number. In this video will be, in this function HLOOKUP, we have to mention the row index number. That's the only difference. So if you see the row number, it will be 4 only. First row is having ID, second row is having name, third row is having email, and the fourth row is having salary. So I'll mention my row index number as 4, And then we have the exact same options as in VLOOKUP, that is true stands for approximate match and false stands for exact match. First, let us look for exact match, that is false, or you can even write 0. And if you see, we have got our value which is 32,000, right? I'll just check. We have added 0 false, right? So we got the value 32,000, right? So Sam has value 32,000, right? Now if you also see, these two values are same. So as I mentioned in the previous video also, if you have duplicate values, it is going to return you the first value only. Alright, it will basically ignore this particular value. So whenever you are using the HLOOKUP or VLOOKUP function in your table, make sure that you don't have any duplicate values. Alright, so here I'll change this. Alright, so similarly you can use them for other IDs also. So if I select these IDs, I'll write it down for you. Okay, I can't select it like that. So for example, I need to find salaries for these particular columns. All I need to do is just drag this and I'll okay. So here because I haven't fixed the table array yet, for that you need to refer to the previous video. We'll have to fix our table array so that we don't get NA values here, and for that you have to use the F4 function. Alright, I have explained that in detail in the previous video. Then then you can even look for approximate values. So um, for example, although we don't have some approximate IDs for that matter, but say we have another row called incentive, right? And we have incentives as 5,000, 5,000, say 12,000, 15,000, 15,000, and 20,000. Say we have these incentives. All right. Now I want to look for incentives for particular salaries. Now here I'll use the approximate matching with the H loop function. So if you see, we have this. All right. I'll just increase the size so it is visible to you. So here we are going to use the approximate function. So for example, I have the salary, say we have 25,000, we have 30,000, we have 32,000. Let's say I'm looking for a salary 28,000 and I want to know what will be the incentive for this particular field. So what I can do is I can use my HLOOKUP function. So I'll write HLOOKUP, right? Then first is the lookup value, which is 28,000. Then is my table array. So I'll select this particular table of mine, the complete table, right? Sorry, it hasn't been aligned properly. Then we have the row index number. So I'm looking for incentive, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth row. So I'll write 5 here. And then I'm looking for an approximate match, because if you see, I don't have 28,000 here in this table. So I obviously have to look for an approximate match. So for that, I'll set the last parameter as true. Then I'll close this parenthesis and I'll click enter. So if you see, we got 5,000. So what happens is it gives us the previous value. So for example, 28,000 is not present, but what is less than 28,000? We have 25,000, so it will give me the previous value, which is 5,000. Alright, so this is the basic difference between exact match and approximate match. By default, this VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP function uses the approximate match only. So if you are not mentioning 0 or 1 as your last parameter, it will automatically find you an approximate match. So this was our So this was our HLOOKUP function. Uh, Very much similar to your VLOOKUP, just the differences in the VLOOKUP, we have our table arranged in a vertical manner. In this HLOOKUP, we have table arranged in horizontal manner. That is the only difference. Now one more function which is very much similar to what we have used now is the lookup function that I want to talk about. So, to start with, I would like to tell you the basic definition that we have for this lookup function. It is basically used to perform approximate match in column as well as row. So if if you don't want to go very specific, that this, if you don't know that if the particular table is in a row format or a column format, and you're not very specific about looking for an exact match, and you need to find a rough value and approximate match, then you can easily use this lookup function, because this lookup function, first of all, it is very easy to use and it has very much less parameters than VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP. So it is actually looking for a rough match lookup either in one row or one column and returns the corresponding value. Actually, this VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP are advanced features of this lookup function. So I'll just show you how you can simply use the lookup function. For example, I'm looking for this ID 20102. Okay, I'll use my lookup function here. I'll write lookup. So if you see, you have two options. Either you can write a lookup value, lookup vector, the value which you are looking for, and the result vector, or you can simply just use your lookup value and the array. So I'll just use our second parameter so that it is very easy to execute. Otherwise we can easily use the HLOOKUP and VLOOKUP. So the lookup value I'm looking for is this, and my array, my table array looks like this. So I've selected that. I'll close the parenthesis, and if you see, I have got my salary, which is 25,000. Alright. Similarly, for example, if I'm looking for 21110, I'll just drag this maybe, and I got the value 45,000 because my function has been copied here. So if you see, I haven't used VLOOKUP here. I've just used the lookup function, and it has only two parameters, which is the lookup value and the table array. So this lookup function, as I mentioned, you can use it for vertical table. I have shown you how. You can even use it for the same horizontal table as well. So for example, I'm looking for this particular ID. Alright, I'll write it here. Then I'll just apply the lookup function. So if I can select it from here, then I'll just enter my lookup value, that is B116, and I'll enter my array here. So I'll just select the array and I'll close the parenthesis and enter, and we have got 30,000 as our salary. So if you see, you can use it both with your horizontal table also and your vertical table as well. So this was all about the HLOOKUP function and lookup function. We have completed all the three most important functions that you should know while using Excel. That is VLOOKUP, which we discussed in the previous video. Then we had HLOOKUP and the lookup function. I hope I was able to clear all these three functions. In the upcoming videos, we'll be talking about more Excel functions which will help you with your interviews. So keep practicing and have a good day.